The class of 1988 would like to welcome you. This graduation is not an ending, but a new beginning for all of us. It is not an ending of all those parties, football and basketball games, being on rally, or just plain hanging out with your friends, but the beginning of the adult world we so always wanted to be a part. I believe our class motto says a lot about us. We have all climbed our individual ladders to make it this far. We have broadened our views by being part of some extracurricular activities, even though some of us had to struggle a little more to make it through. And a great many of us have strengthened our arms by shooting a few baskets in Mr. Gallagher's class. Often we hear about how graduation is a sad time. It is only a sad time if you let it be. Friends, stay close to your friends and don't let being apart get you down. When feeling lonely, remember this saying and call your best friend. A friend is a friend forever. A friend is a friend indeed. But a friend will not say never when another friend is in need.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the valedictorian of the class 1988, Tanya Michelle Kocher.
When I started high school, I never thought it would take me 5 years to finish. I also never thought I would be the first valedictorian to go through Scappoose High School on the 5-year plan. But here we are, the class of 1988, seniors and waiting to graduate. It has been a long, hard road to here, and I'm sure that most of us would not be here without the help of certain people. It is these people I would like to honor tonight, our teachers. These people are the ones who have pushed, pulled, begged, and even threatened us 5 days a week so that we could be here tonight. It is these people who have been forced to spend 45 minutes a day in a confined space with 30 of us. Considering this, it is no wonder teachers are so happy when a class graduates. It's one less group of students they have to deal with until retirement. A teacher's job is a hard one. It is their job to take a rough draft and in 4 years turn it into a final copy. But some teachers think that forever would not be long enough. Although a teacher's job is to teach mathematics, English, or that the capital of Washington is Longview, they sometimes end up teaching us other unplanned things. For example, the senior class learned about equal rights. This year's Airhead Club became liberated and had its first male member. From the same teacher, I learned the wisdom, never play a man at his own game, especially if it involves a tape ball and a garbage can. From another teacher, we learned the virtue of admitting your mistakes, even if it is the first mistake you've ever made in your life. One of our teachers showed us by example the importance of just being yourself, up to and including wearing a pink sports jacket and singing German songs while strolling down the halls. Besides teachers, there were a few other factors that made our senior year a memorable one. Need I say more than lasagna, burrito, and fried rice? No, I'm not complaining about the cafeteria food, although eating there can be a memorable experience. But I'm announcing the 3 exchange students from Italy, Honduras, and Hong Kong. These students had so much fun at Scappoose High. For a while, the one from Italy was even called the exploding exchange student because of a certain incident in chemistry. Chemistry and physics had more than their share of thrills this year. If you had visited on certain days, there would have been a telltale scent. The smell of sulfur, or the smell of smoke from a blown-up power converter, is very distinctive. These teachers are also to be congratulated, for they have taught us by example, by helping us complete the dissection of a frog just after lunch, or obtaining data for a malfunctioning physics experiment. These teachers have taught us the virtues of perseverance. But all pleasantries aside, Without these people, our teachers, the ones who have threatened us with tests and 10-page reports, but taught us more than we are willing to admit, our friends who have helped us to make lasting memories, and our parents who know well enough what they have been through. Without these, where would we be, seniors? Not here. But they have helped us, they have threatened, and made the memories and went through it all for us. And for that, we are the class of 1988.
I'd like to introduce the salutatorian of the class 1988, Keith William Covlin. Congratulations, Keith.
Thank you. Wait a sec. Hey. Well, the time's come. I'm going to go our separate ways, live our separate lives, and make and meet some new friends. We're going to part from one another, some for days, others for months, years, sometimes lifetimes. Some of you are going to go into the service, others might be getting jobs, and still others might be going to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy or one of the other academies. Plus, many of you might be going to college. Still, a privileged few, you get that privileged, might be going to University of Oregon. Anyway, we'll be splitting up, and I wish all you guys the best, but I want you guys to follow your dreams and become the best you can be. Live a life that you can be proud of. Come back here in 20 years and show me how great you guys all are, and we'll have a big party. Anyway, the point is that this is your life. You can be anything you want. Everything from a graduate at Stanford or Harvard to one at Burnside University or something. The choice is yours, so it's your life and you must live it the way you want it to be lived. So here at the closing of my speech, I'd like to thank my close friends, Ronnie, Kenny, Johnny, Jameson, and my super shell buddy, Mark. And you guys are great and still stay pretty cool. And finally, I'd like to say that, hey, we've been bouncing off the walls here for 4 Okay, let's go out in the world and show everyone how us mature adults act. We'll be a success. Yeah!
I want to say it's been a real ball working with these kids. And I know they have a lot on the ball, but I think they just lost it all. I'd like to read you a poem which will give you a flavor of what I'm about to say. Some of you people don't know me or what I am to say, but my hope is when I'm finished, you'll like me anyway. And since you've been so gracious, I'm going to be a sport and give you all a present. I'm going to keep it short. I really like graduation because I get to find out every senior's middle name. Remember that. Graduation is a very special time. All the seniors and their parents are excited, although last week the seniors were a little serious. Some were concerned they wouldn't be here thanks to English, personal finance, and a few government classes. But tonight, graduation is here, and they're laughing and joking and hugging each other and glowing with excitement because you made it. Seniors, before I get too far into what I want to say, I want to make one request, and you've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again. Receiving a diploma is an outstanding accomplishment. It is a time when there is a lot of celebration, and I think that is right and proper. However, the nights of the high school prom and graduation are statistically a time of high risk for teenagers. I know there are parties and activities planned with friends and classmates. Get involved with them, have a good time. But please don't drink and drive. Now, they've heard me say this before, and I warned them I was going to say it again. You know, it would be a terrible tragedy to have a graduating senior involved in an accident where they were seriously or fatally injured. So please celebrate in a safe and sane manner. I like to think that the Scappoose School District provides opportunities where a student can identify his or her strengths and weaknesses, and where a student can expand his or her social, academic, and athletic abilities. As students take advantage of these opportunities, memories are established which will last their entire lives and affect critical decisions they will have to make in the future. All of us have positive and negative memories about high school, and we make many decisions based on those memories. I want to review some of the positive memories I have about the class of 1988. Now, I wish I could bring every student up here and highlight some of the positive memories associated with that person. And believe me, I could. But I don't have the time, nor do I have the knowledge of every student. Plus, I got to keep the promise I made at the beginning of this thing. So I'll be highlighting only a few of the positive memories I have associated with the members of this class. Now, some of the memories I have are humorous. Just being a freshman at Scappoose High School can be humorous. When these students were freshmen, it was my first year as the principal. They didn't know me, and I didn't know them. After the first 2 weeks of school, I was out supervising the students at lunch, and I entered the boys' restroom. Like any good principal, I was wearing my crepe sole shoes, so no one could hear me coming. And Mr. Peterson has a special pair. As I entered the bathroom, I observed Jason White, Chris Leader, and Bart Hafman standing at the sink. At that time, Bart had extremely long, thick hair. And he was bent over brushing that hair. And it was so long it touched the ground. I was mesmerized by this activity. I had never seen a young man comb his hair like that before. After several seconds, they have an instinct for this, they noticed I was standing there. And Bart stood up and they looked at me expectantly. And I looked Bart straight in the eye. And I said, "You know, I used to comb my hair that way when I was your age." Now, Chris and Jason, this is what I didn't like. Chris and Jason looked at Bart, and then they looked at me, and they laughed. Way too hard for my liking. If you look at Bart now, you'll notice he has a haircut. And I've never seen him comb his hair that way since then. That's probably a wise decision, Bart. That's experience speaking. No one can say that the 1987-88 Student Body Executive Council lacks a sense of humor. Jennifer Kesse, Daryl Craig, Ken Eshelby, Suzanne Taylor, and Tanya Kocher provided excellent leadership this year. But I would like to know which one of you came up with the poster directing the freshmen to pick up their elevator passes in the office. Our office was overrun with requests, and it took a special announcement directing the freshmen to use the escalator to end it. Now, how could I let this opportunity pass without mentioning the journalistic prowessness of Mike Moody? Who wrote many an enlightening editorial for the Scappoose High School Chieftain. Mike always looked for tough, controversial issues to editorialize, such as the lunch menu, the M&M addiction problem among our students, Martin Luther King Day and the administration's refusal to give the students that day off, and the disciplinary activity of the infamous Spuds McKinley. However, Mike may have outdone himself when he editorialized at the very beginning of the year the need for students to flush the toilets at Scappoose High School. Where is Mike? Raise your hand, Mike. Do you plan on continuing your journalistic career? Okay, the administration at Scappoose High School is happy to see you graduate and looks on with interest in your future endeavors in journalism. Humor is an essential part of our lives. It makes life palatable and enjoyable, and it adds perspective to the most serious of situations. It is important to maintain memories of those humorous occurrences in our lives. It's important to have that perspective. The class of 1988 made memories which remind me of the values of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. 26 students are graduating with honors. This means they maintained a grade point average of 3.5 or better during their entire career in high school. And that's an outstanding accomplishment. And I'd like to recognize them and have them stand as I call their names. Tanya Kocher. Okay, please hold your applause until I've recognized them all, otherwise I won't be able to keep my promise I made at the beginning of this speech. Keith Covlin, Danielle Hadley, Patty Burge, Kim Erickson, Victor Rudell, Suzanne Taylor, Joe Backus, Heidi Churchill, Ken Eshelby, Tammy Foreman, Charmel Brown, Ron Gill, Matt Kocher, Melinda Kayak, Elisa Dillon, Carolyn Timmie, Jennifer Wilson, Ken Thackery, Barbara Deal, Jennifer Kesse, Zach Zimmers, Mike Shamalis, Daryl Craig, Chris Hansen, and Cliff Brady. Okay, you may be seated. This accomplishment definitely reflects the values of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. These values also make me think of this year's girls basketball team, who made it to the state tournament for the first time ever. They came close to making it in previous years, but were always beaten in the league playoffs. This year, their hard work, perseverance, and dedication to the goal of making the state tournament paid off. Not only did they make the tournament, but they played near perfect in the first game to knock out one of the ranking teams in the state. Charmel Brown, Jennifer Kessy, Jay McGrog, Heidi Churchill, and Christy Larson are members of this class who helped establish that memory. I think of the boys basketball team of 1986-87, who reaped the rewards of their hard work, dedication, and perseverance when they went to the state tournament that year. This was the first team in 14 years to reach the tournament. Joe Backus, Cliff Brady, Jameson Lee, Mike Moody, Monty Rittaller, Gary Russell, Mark Trupp, and Jeff Updike all contributed to that memory. The seniors who participated in the production of the Bye Bye Birdie have made memories which will last a lifetime. Who will forget Matt McHugh as a rock star Conrad Birdie? Or Katie Bennett as Rosie? Or Chris Leaders and Bart Hafman's portrayal of Albert Peterson? And most of all, who will forget Damon Yanni's directive to fix that door when the set almost fell on him as he opened the door the wrong way? One memory of this class from last year promoted the importance of courage. I think of Patty Burge and the other class officers who pursued their case clear to the school board to gain reimbursement for the money lost when a flood in the chemistry lab ruined candy stored there to be sold for the junior-senior prom. One memory I have of a member of this class promotes the concept of integrity. And as my wife says, that's my favorite word. A person with integrity is a person who can be counted on to carry through with what he or she says they will do, or with a commitment. The work that Gary Miller did as a team manager during his tenure here demonstrates the meaning of that word. Every coach wanted Gary as a manager because you could count on him to carry out the duties of that position in an exemplary fashion. In a few minutes, several of you, seniors, will reap the rewards of your academic accomplishments. 27 seniors will receive scholarships and awards totaling in excess of $257,000. The class of 1988 has given Scappoose High School and the community some great memories, and that is because most of them took advantage of the opportunities available to them. My hope is that each of you will take these memories and others that demonstrate the values of humor, hard work, perseverance, dedication, courage, and integrity, and use them as a reference when you make critical decisions in the next few years. As for me, I want to thank the class of 1988 for the positive memories you've left with me. I started this talk with a poem. I want to end it with this poem. I love a finished speaker. I really, truly do. I don't mean one who's polished. I just mean one who's through. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, seniors, for the balls. I'm sure you wonder what I do with everything I've confiscated for the last 4 years from you. During the summer, when all the kids are gone, I can't give out detention, so I sit at my desk and count up all the detentions that I gave for the year. And when I get bored, I pull out the water guns and balls and play with them. So thank you. I'll appreciate that. Thank you. At this time, 20-some seniors are going to be receiving money to go on to further their education. Some of you will receive a few $100s. Others of you will receive a 4-year education paid for. Mrs. Hall has worked with you for the last year to apply for all the scholarships and grants, etc. And as a result, we'll be giving out over $200,000 worth of money this evening. And at this time, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Hall, who's greatly responsible for the amount of seniors receiving the money, as well as the amount of money received by the seniors.
I have certainly enjoyed working with this class. They have been energetic in filing applications for scholarships, and it's been a real joy to help them in that endeavor. I thought you might like to know a little bit about the plans of the class. There are 46 students in this class who will be attending a 4-year college. That's almost a third. There are an additional 22 who will be attending community colleges. 7 people will be attending proprietary schools. 11 people will be going into the military. And of those, 13 of you are going to schools outside the state of Oregon. I'm very pleased that you are choosing to develop your potentials to become all that you are capable of becoming. We have a number of guests with us tonight who will be presenting scholarships first. And I would like to introduce the first one at this time. Mr. Don Cooley is General Manager of Multnomah Plywood Corporation. Mr. Cooley.
Thank you. On behalf of Multnomah Plywood Corporation, it gives me great pleasure to present the awards to 4 outstanding graduates tonight. These awards are made possible through Multnomah's Scholarship Award Program that is available to any son and daughter of an employee of the corporation. All applicants are required to detail written information based on criteria. Applicants' information is reviewed by persons outside the company representing business, education, and clergy. These awards are then determined and reviewed in this manner. 50% is for academic achievement, 25% is for leadership and community involvement, and 25% is for financial need. The scholarships being presented tonight represent 4 out of a total of 7 awards given in 3 different high schools this year. In the 4 years that Multnomah has had the existing program, they have given away $16,000 in scholarships to deserving young graduates. Since the future of our country lies in the successful education of you young people, we are very proud to have the opportunity to contribute towards your goals through this program. A $1,000 scholarship is awarded to Shamrow Brown. Let's come forward. A $750 scholarship is awarded to Sherry Massey. A $500 scholarship is awarded to Donovan Acklin. And a $500 scholarship is awarded to Tom Baird. Thank you.
Mr. Rick Node is the president next year of the Scappoose Association of Classroom Teachers. Mr. Node.
I would like to present the Scappoose Association of Classroom Teachers Academic Scholarship to Charmel Brown.
Mr. Richard Sahagian, president of the Columbia River PUD, will present a presentation now.
Thank you. Last winter, the Columbia River PUD Board of Directors decided to make a meaningful and lasting contribution to help the young people of our community. We felt that this could best be accomplished by a scholarship program. The outcome of our action is the granting of $1,000 scholarships to the 3 high schools in our service area, Scappoose, St. Helens, and Rainier High Schools. It is my privilege to announce the first recipient here at Scappoose High School, Patty Burge.
Mr. William Krabs is a graduate of the United States Merchant Marine Academy. Mr. Krabs.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. It's a deep pleasure to be here representing the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and the superintendent to present an appointment to Ronald Gill, who will be entering the class of 1992. I think it's in July. Ron, can you come up here? I'll present this to you in just a minute. Just a few words. I graduated from a neighboring high school 15 years ago. I won't tell you what the high school is. And I went back to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and entered the class of 1977. And when I entered, I didn't realize that I was in the last all-male class to go through that institution. And I didn't realize that I was entering a profession that would suffer through the recession, a profession that would feel a great increase when the Alaska Pipeline opened up, and an industry that now is sort of at a low point. We're hoping that it will move forward into the future successfully. We have a lot of foreign competition, and our biggest goal right now is to provide sea lift capability in case of national emergencies. But when I entered, I didn't realize that at this point I would be presenting this award, and that I would have gone through the school, graduated, sailed as a cadet midshipman, as an able-bodied seaman, third mate, second mate, chief mate, and for the last year as a master with a Philadelphia shipping company sailing American flag ships around the world. I found it to be a real challenge, and my wishes are that Ron Gill will find it to be a real challenge, and that he will find the future to be as challenging as I found it to be. I'll read the letter from the superintendent to Ron. Dear Ronald, congratulations on receiving an appointment to the United States Merchant Marine Academy with the class of 1992. Your acceptance of this appointment is an important first step toward a challenging and rewarding career in the maritime industry. The Academy's program is one of intellectual challenge coupled with physical and professional development. It is carefully designed and balanced to provide each midshipman with a demanding experience which emphasizes the education, leadership, and personal accountability necessary for an exciting future available to only a select few. Again, congratulations on your outstanding achievement and my personal best wishes for your continuing success. Sincerely, Paul Krinsky, Rear Admiral and Superintendent of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Ron, congratulations and good luck.
Dr. Don Johnson is the Dean of Instruction of Portland Community College. Dr. Johnson.
Good evening. It's a real pleasure to be here. Each year, Portland Community College is pleased to present our recognition award
to a graduating senior from Scappoose High School. Selection of the recipient is done by a high school awards committee and is based on the individual's contribution to the school or community, demonstrated interest and commitment towards continuing education, and the student's academic ability.
The students selected for this award will be able to choose coursework from over 60 vocational technical programs or complete a 2-year transfer program. This award will cover the cost of tuition for 6 terms and is currently valued at $1,350. The recognition award reads from Portland Community College to Stacy L. Kelly for service, scholarship, and contribution to Scappoose High School, 31st day of May, 1988, signed by Daniel Moriarty, President. Congratulations. Congratulations. I have the pleasure of giving another award that I was not anticipating of awarding. And this is the Principal's Award that certifies that Melinda Kayat is awarded this certificate for the 2+2+2 program scholarship at Scappoose High School, signed by Robert M. Hammond II.
At this time, I'd like to introduce a gentleman who's certainly not a stranger to most of you. Mr. Larry Grover is president of the Scappoose Kiwanis Club.
This year, Scappoose Kiwanis Club is able to present 2 $500 scholarships instead of one, which we have done in the past, in memory of deceased members of the Scappoose Kiwanis Club. The latest ones, of course, are Paul Diedrich and Jack McAdowell. But we had a lot of good qualified people who applied, and the winners of the 2 $500 scholarships, if they will come forward, please, are Tanya Kosher and Danielle Hadley. Congratulations to both of them.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Barbara Zellner of the American Horse Show Association. Mrs. Zellner.
Good evening. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present tonight on behalf of the American Horse Shows Association and our Zone 9 a $1,000 scholarship to Teresa Leanne Landers. Teresa competed throughout our zone, which comprises Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. She has shown her excellence in the equestrian world. Congratulations, Leanne.
Mr. and Mrs. Fred Ora would like to make a very special presentation. Mr. and Mrs. Ora.
When the Doug Ora Memorial Scholarship was created this year, it was decided to open it to all seniors who had been accepted to a college of their choice. However, because our son Doug had such a long-standing goals that he wanted to achieve, we decided that we were looking for someone with some similar ideals as him. Consequently, the recipient needs to have his or her goals firmly established. This year, recipient is a young lady who has apparently had an idea what she wanted to do for a number of years. Miss Landers has had a long-standing interest in animals and their care. She plans to attend Portland State next year and ultimately transfer to Oregon State University in the School of Veterinary Medicine. It gives me great pleasure to award the Doug Ora Memorial Scholarship to Teresa Leanne Landers.
Captain Michael Weaver of the United States Army will make a presentation.
I'm here on behalf of the Army ROTC Department from Portland State University, and it's my pleasure to present to one of the classmates here a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship. This scholarship can be taken to any of 300 colleges and universities across the United States and is worth up to $65,000 to the recipient. Please join me in a big hand for the winner of this year's Army ROTC 4-year scholarship, Ms. Suzanne Taylor. Susan has, through the scholarship competition, proven that she possesses the right combination of leadership, academics, physical fitness, and attitude to be a future leader in the United States Army. Again, I thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
We do have quite a number of other scholarships to present. I'll ask Danette Anderson to come forward at this time. Danette. The Association of Western Pulp and Paper Workers Union has presented this $1,000 scholarship to Danette. Good luck, Danette. Joe Backus, will you come forward? Joe Backus. Joe has received several scholarships. One is the Linfield Faculty Scholarship for $1,720. Another is the Coapa League Scholar Athlete Award in the amount of $250. And one that I'm sure is a surprise to him and to all of you, the Bob Anderson Student Athlete Award for $250. Charmel Brown, please come forward. Charmel has been honored to receive a Portland State University Presidential Scholarship. It's for $1,000 each year and can be renewed for a total of $4,000. But I think she's going to choose to go to Chemeketa because she can play basketball for them. And there is a scholarship from Chemeketa. And since she's so talented in that area, she was also offered a basketball scholarship by Lane Community College. Patty Burge, will you please come forward? Earlier in the year, Patty was in the competition for the Elks Most Valuable Student Scholarship. At the local level, she received second place, for which she received $200. She will be attending the University of Portland, and she has received their award for excellence in the amount of $2,000. Melinda Kayette. Melinda has received an Eastern Oregon State College tuition waiver scholarship in the amount of $1,056. Mike Shamalis. I don't know how Mike could do this, but he's going to leave the beautiful state of Oregon to go to Texas, where he'll attend Abilene Christian College, and he's received an academic scholarship from them in the amount of $6,000. Heidi Churchill. Heidi, along with about a half a dozen other of your class, will be attending Western Oregon State College in Monmouth, and she has received a $450 scholarship from them. Daryl Craig. Daryl has received the Catholic Workman Scholarship in the amount of $500. Will Liz Davis please come forward? We are very pleased to see that some business people in our community are beginning to offer scholarships. This is a brand new scholarship this year offered by the Bodell Zinc Machinery Company. They have given 2 scholarships in the amount of $700 each. Liz is receiving the first one. Congratulations, Liz. Will Diane Erickson please come forward? And Diane is receiving the other Bodell Zinc Machinery Company scholarship in the amount of $700. Bart Hafman, please come forward. Now, you wouldn't be surprised at the scholarship that Bart is receiving. It's called the Mount Hood Community College Talent Award. If he participates in one musical group, then the scholarship will cover 1 year's tuition. If he participates in 2 musical groups, it will pay for 2 years of tuition. I'd like to see them try to keep him out of 2, wouldn't you? Danielle Hadley, please come forward. Danielle plans to attend Pacific University, and she's received a number of scholarships to help her with that. The first is the Columbia Youth Fellowship Scholarship in the amount of $600. And then from Pacific University, she's received a Presidential Merit Scholarship in the amount of $10,000. And a Pacific Challenge Award in the amount of $2,000. And a Linfield Faculty Scholarship, which she'll have a hard time using, but anyway, it's for $1,720. And this one, she's been asking me about it, the Boise Cascade Scholarship in the amount of $2,000. I told her I didn't know. And lastly, one that is a real special one, the Oregonian Publishing Company Scholarship in the amount of $12,000. I think Danielle's going to have to go to college for 8 years to use up all of her scholarship money. Jennifer Kessie, please come forward. Jennifer has received the Catholic Workman Scholarship in the amount of $500. Matt Kocher, please come forward. Matt will be going as a foreign exchange student this coming year to Indonesia, and we're hoping that we will figure out a way for him to be able to postpone all of these scholarships for the year that he gets back. This is the first time ever that, well, let's see, I won't tell you that yet. Okay. One of the scholarships that he's received is the Lewis and Clark Presidential Scholar in the amount of $10,000. The Whitman Scholarship for Whitman College in the amount of $3,700. And the McKenna Achievement Award for $2,500. And an Oregon Cash Award for $780. Will Tanya Kocher please come forward? Earlier in the year, Tanya participated in the Elks Most Valuable Student competition and took first place at the local level, for which she received $450. Then she went on to district level, where she took third and received another $150. And then she just told me the other day that she got $900 for the national level at the Elks, so we're proud of her for that. Now I'll tell you what I was going to tell you a while ago. This is the first time ever that Lewis and Clark College has ever presented 2 Presidential Scholars Awards in the same family. Tanya has also received this award in the amount of $10,000. And for her musical talents, Lewis and Clark has presented her with a $500 music scholarship. And if she were choosing to go to Whitman College, she would receive $3,400 for the Whitman scholarship. And another $500 there for the Campbell Music Scholarship. She has received the Oregon Cash Award for $780. And the American Association of University Women's Scholarship in the amount of $300. We were to have a presenter come for this last scholarship, but somehow or other that didn't happen, so I will make this presentation. Jostens is the name of the company that puts your caps and gowns and ring orders and all those kinds of things out. They present 300 $1,000 scholarships that are awarded nationwide. And for a little school out west, we're very proud that Tanya Kocher has received one of these $300 scholarships in the amount of $1,000. Chris Leader, please come forward. Chris Leader will be attending the University of Portland, and he has received a music scholarship there in the amount of $1,500. Matt McHugh. Matt will be attending George Fox College, where he has received the Friends Student Award in the amount of $1,000. And it's so nice to have so many talented people in your class. Matt has also received the George Fox Music Scholarship in the amount of $300. Will Suzanne Taylor please come forward? Because of her participation in student government, Suzanne was selected by our school to compete for the William Randolph Hearst Scholarship, and we were very pleased when she won that in the amount of $1,000. She will be attending Eastern New Mexico University, and from them she has received the Chaparral Scholastic Award in the amount of $2,000. I threw Mr. Peterson a curve, different order. It would be nice to have the dilemma of having to choose between two ROTC scholarships, and that certainly was the place where Suzanne found herself. She was also offered a Navy ROTC scholarship along with the Army ROTC, each of which is worth about $50,000. Will Ken Thackery please come forward? Ken Thackery will be attending OSU, and he has been awarded the James H. Collins Scholarship by OSU in the amount of $900. Will Zach Zimmers please come forward? Zach Zimmers has received a book scholarship from the OSU Nuclear Engineering Department, and he thinks he's going to take up that challenge, so they'll give him $100 to get started with. I have one correction to make on one of the scholarship awards that was made tonight. Portland Community College did give us the option of awarding the total scholarship to one student or splitting it and awarding a one-year tuition scholarship to two different students. We did send in the two applications to split that award, but somehow our communications got bogged down a little bit, but we will make sure that it is presented that way. So Stacy Kelly's scholarship is for 1 year, and the other half of that scholarship is going to Damon Yanni. Damon, you want to come forward? Don't have a certificate for you, but we wanted to recognize you, and you will get 1 year tuition at PCC. Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the graduating class of 1988. Michelle Renee Grubb. Oh, sorry. That was Michelle Renee Crum. Daryl Michael Craig. Sherry Lynn Massey. Zach Frederick Zimmers. Tanya Michelle Kocher. Gary Ray Miller. Charmin Don Bass. Donovan George Ackland. Nina Adele Belinda. Mark Andrew Allen. Jason Patrick Edward White. Ronell Lee Conley. Joseph Michael Wilson. Brian Leonard Wilburn. Keith William Covlin. Jennifer Ann Wilson. Steve Samuel Wilson. Andrea Marie Wills. Damon Lee Yanni. Eva Jean Tate. Elisa Marie Dillon. Sean Elizabeth Wood. Tanya Marie Stein. Joseph Aaron Backus. Melissa Marie Cole. Lance Thomas Basney. Tamara Leanne Ketchum. Michael Dennis Bass. Jennifer K. Kessie. Lance Clifford Burns. Jeremy Wade Turner. Jama Lynn Grogg. Kevin Richard Turner. Danielle Louise Hadley. Jeffrey Scott Updike. Elizabeth Ann Davis. Daniel Ray Verhoff. Alan Lee Archer. John K. Weatherby. Darcy Mae Hudson. Barbara Ann Deal. Clifford James Brady. Heather Lynn Jensen. Robert Doffus Anthony Brodella. Brenda Lee Preheim. Charmel Sandra Brown. Stacy Lynn Kelly. Brian John Brust. Ada Wan Cheng. Matthew Philip Kocher. Sean Tim Carrico. Leisha Louise Smith. Kenneth Leo Thackery. Diane Lynn Gullickson. John Kenneth Thurston. Alrita Marie Goulart. Travis Dale Tolman. Sean Marie Ford. Mark Linton Trupp. Patricia Ann Burge. Kirk J. Davey. Robert John Stevens. Elisa Ann Powell. Diane Marie Smith. Leanna Sue Canelli. David P. Slidham. Cheryl Lynn Hesh. Kim Linnell Erickson. Gary Edward Russell, Jr. Kenneth Stanley Eshelby. Suzanne Marie Taylor. Tad Childs Ellis. Michelle Lynn Luker. Michael Lynn Cox. Wendy Lynn Brust. Derek Allen Cox. Aaron Michael Weiss. Michael Scott Shamalis. Heidi Lynn Churchill. Carolyn Anita Timmy. Jason Ward Pisha. Sierra Jean Walker. Victor Harold Rudell. Ligia Maria Garin. Michael William Rassler. Raylene Rose Goulet. Monty Lee Rittaller. Jeffrey Allen Mahar. Darren Thomas Ramsey. Ronald James Gill. Danette Marie Anderson. Greg James Fowler. Michelle Kathleen Hatfield. Gary Dean Fowler. Angela Marie Pilkington. Paul Brian Fortney. Sean Charles Jabonic. Rex Robert Fisher. Chris R. Bennett. Tambra Marie Foreman. Jason Todd Phelan. Thomas David Baird. Robert John Peterson. Lisa Marie Smith. Patricia Dawn Strobel. Michael Douglas Pardee. George Bartholomew Hafman III. Trista Rochelle Lomnicki. Renee Christine Grubb. Tina Marie Abkin. Travis Dale Griner. Sarah Catherine Britton. Jameson Robert Lee. Christina K. Larson. Lisa Marie Buell. Michael Sean Moody. Schlott. Matthew Stewart McHugh. Stefania Usai. Teresa Leanne Landers. Corina Sue Nelson. David Wayne Harrison. Jason Michael Martinez. Katie Lynn Bennett. John Ronald Gedlick Jr. David James McDonald. Kyle Sean Julius. Brenda Lee Adams. Christopher Paul Hansen. Heather Marie Marsh. Krista Marie Pavila. Jason Eric Looney. Steve Micah Williamson. Newton John Harris. David Samuel Jacobson. Rick Lindsay Deese. Melinda Ray Kayat. Benjamin Stephen McLean. Christopher Edward Leader. Marnie Jean Wilson. Jeffrey Michael Leeper. Diane Renee Erickson. Bradley Charles Levine. Tracy Ruth Ann Dilly. Garrett Dean Lewis. Rachel Lee Richardson.